Our story begins at the White Demon's castle. Under a grand moonlit sky, a woman floats above the castle while a visibly exhausted man stands below. White Demon Saint Chanbai, your failure in this mission has put me in a very bad mood, so I'm sending you to hell now, she declares. Ah, calm down, Lady of Darkness. Please reconsider. I'll do it right. Just give me another chance, he pleads. Humans like you have no right to ask for such an opportunity. You and your magical white castle will be completely obliterated by my darkness. Her dark magic starts corrupting the castle, destroying it as if it were made of Lego. The man, wielding his sword, tries to resist, but it's difficult. He thinks, I've completed hundreds of tasks for her, but because of one failure, she's ending me. Is it just because I'm a mere human? No, I refuse. I can't accept this. We see that half of his body is already consumed by darkness. Helois, you filthy __, I'll end you, he shouts, flipping her off. She simply steps on his body, sinking his remains into eternal darkness. But he still had a necklace with him, an hourglass necklace that seems to be activated by reversal magic. Ah, go to hell. Huh, where am I? Wasn't I supposed to be dead now? Wait, this is my old school dormitory. How did I end up here? Hold on, didn't Helois kill me? No, she did kill me. What I felt was very real. Wait, my hourglass. I got this hourglass 20 years after the arrival of the universal will, when the judgment began. It's the most unique item I've ever seen. It can't display any attributes, and it can't be destroyed. That's why I always kept it with me. I remembered the sand was at the bottom, but it wouldn't flow the same way if it was upside down. But now, the sand is at the top of the hourglass. That's it. The sand is going up, reversing time. Today is June 5th, 2023, 10 days before the arrival of the universal judgment. In 10 days, on June 15th, the universal will officially begin its judgment. Over 90% of humanity will die that day, and the dead humans will turn into zombies and other disgusting creatures. None of the weapons humans created will work against them, and the majority of the humans who managed to resist will fall that same night. However, there were those who survived with some kind of ability. Thanks to the universal will, many magical items and powers came along with the universal will, and these good things that happened to humans attracted gods who controlled the rules of the universe. These gods cannot interfere with our path, not directly, but they can offer some benefits to humans, offer their protection. In my past life, I wasn't strong enough to go on alone, so I joined Helois. Desperately, I accepted all the missions she gave me, trying to strengthen myself, but I never thought she would betray me this way just because of one failure. When he looks at his phone, he sees news about people infected by a virus that looks like zombies. This is the time. I need to get strong enough not to depend on any god. I will destroy everything in my way. I will crush all these damned gods. Wait for me. Helois. 10 years after the great challenge of the universe began, someone discovered how to strengthen their innate abilities. This person said that 10 days before the judgment, the innate abilities really become effective, and if someone discovers how to use them, they can upgrade them over time. In my past life, my ability was resistance to the Rainier virus, and according to this method, I can strengthen my ability. I need the virus for that. These noticeable symptoms are really strange. I think he's just pretending he's in a movie or something, he thinks, while taking advantage of them, leaving the room to sneak into the ward. Inside, he sees a guy tied up with purple veins bulging from his face. Indeed, there's a zombie in front of me. To train my virus resistance ability, my innate ability, I need this virus. He injects the needle into the zombie's vein, drawing the virus into the syringe. This should be enough to activate my ability, he says. Back in the dormitory, he thinks, all right, there's no one here in the dorm. I guess I'll stay here all night. He takes the syringe out of his pocket. If my theory is wrong, I could die here and now, but forget it. I need my revenge. In my past life, I suffered a lot because I was weak. He injects more and more of the virus into his own body. If I awaken with the Rainier ability again, my future will be the same, and I won't have any opportunities. If I don't start now, I'll remain weak. I need to get strong or die trying. Our protagonist collapses to the floor, and in his mind, he imagines Helois again. Oh, Chenbai, give up on your resistance and embrace the darkness. A mere human like you can be part of my darkness. I won't let you. Helois, I'll end you, no matter what it takes. In the early morning, our protagonist wakes up, feeling strange. When he turns around, he looks like a zombie, covered in blood and purple veins. His dorm mates are completely terrified. Hey, man, what's happening to you? Our protagonist seems to regain control of his body. He stands still for a moment, staring at his friends. Hey, guys, you're back. I'm going to wash my face, all right? His friends remain suspicious. He quietly enters the bathroom, looks at himself in the mirror, and smiles. It worked. My theory was correct. The zombie virus didn't kill me, and my innate ability has successfully evolved. I wonder what level it's at now. As he says this, the famous system appears to him. Tim, congratulations plans on becoming a pioneer, receiving the title of Pioneer of Advanced Innate Abilities. What? That's the voice of the universal will? I've awakened. He opens the title interface. His title is Pioneer, and those who discover, utilize, and train their abilities before the test begins can possess this title. All attributes increase by 5%. Experience gain increases by 10%, and the attribute panel can be awakened early. Percentage increase. This title is perfect, and I also have my innate ability panel now. He sees that he possesses the Virus Monarch ability panel, rank SSS. It explains that the Virus Monarch is the most powerful ability of the virus element. This ability can absorb, utilize, manipulate, transform, and create viruses, but currently, he can only absorb the virus to become stronger. He needs many viruses to evolve. The hospital is the best place to get these viruses. In the next scene, he stands in front of a hospital, witnessing a chaotic scene. People running and zombies chasing them. He thinks, zombies. Oh, now I remember. In my past life, I heard people saying there were strange incidents in the city's hospitals, and one of them was at Sealed Hospital. This must be Sealed Hospital. Looks like I arrived just in time. He charges at the first zombie, easily knocking it down. He uses the Virus Monarch ability, virus absorption, and a purple energy begins to flow through the zombie's face. He has absorbed the zombie virus, gaining 1 virus point. Facing the rest, he declares, "Today, none of you will escape." Meanwhile, on the 4th floor of the hospital, a survivor is locked in a room. It's the end of the world. This door won't hold for much longer. There's no way out. I'm going to die. There was another person with him, a nurse. What do we do? Mr. Lee, what's wrong with you? If we're going to die, why not have some fun? Huh? What kind of thing are you saying? Doctor. At that moment, the zombie breaks down the door, and the doctor is the first to be attacked. The scoundrel grabs the woman's arm and throws her at the zombie, so she gets attacked first. He thinks that if he jumps from the 4th floor window, he might survive, but a zombie pushes him, and he dies right there without needing to fall. Several minutes later, there are many dead zombies scattered throughout the hospital. Our protagonist eventually finds the nurse already transformed into a zombie. Oh, she must be a nurse. Looks like she got bitten. I think there's still time. The military will arrive soon to seal the hospital. I need someone who knows the hospital corridors to guide me the right way. I'll try to suck all the virus out of her body to see if I can stop the transformation. While he absorbs the virus, she suddenly opens her eyes. Look at that. It seems to have worked, she says as she stands up, startled. Oh, thank you so much. It seems you lost your consciousness. I know what happened. I'll need your help now, okay? No problem. But I'd like to change my clothes first. No, woman, let's go. I need the virus. In the hospital lab. Oh, here in the hospital lab is where most of the viruses are. Basically, all the samples from our patients. This should be enough. What are you going to do? Quiet. He uses the virus absorption ability. Virus absorption. Various messages appear as he absorbs different viruses. He absorbs the hepatitis virus, influenza, herpes, and even HIV. Okay? Everything absorbed here. I've just strengthened the virus I already had with these others. It seems that right now, it's more beneficial to strengthen my body. My physique will be better now. The dark light virus. The zombie virus will evolve into dark light. All attributes increase by 10%. Self-healing capacity increases by 200%, and I gain the ability to evolve and devour. Dark light. That's what I should evolve. Ah, there are zombies coming through the door. Don't move. Stay here. He quickly goes towards the zombie, grabs it by the neck, and thinks, much faster, much stronger. It seems the zombie virus really strengthened me. This is a good opportunity to test my new ability on you, Mr. Zombie. Several black tentacles begin to rise up the zombie's neck, completely rooting it and tearing its flesh and skin until it forms a cocoon in the protagonist's hand. The roots and tentacles enter his hand. Look at that. Very good. This absorption was quite fast. What did you just do? What's wrong? You just saved me. I trust you won't hurt me. I'll keep your secret. All right. My name is Chen Bai. Ah, Suzanne. What an annoying sound. It seems the military police are here to seal the hospital and clear out all the zombies. We need to get out of here quickly. Take me to the rooftop. You know where it is, don't you? Can't we just leave here? Aren't they just zombies? But I don't have time to be interrogated by anyone. Just then, a very different and transformed zombie appears before them. Ah, crap. This is bad. The creature is so large it blocks the entire hallway and charges at them, roaring. Now it's the two of them against this huge zombie, and the protagonist is injured by it. Interesting. I've just encountered a mutant. Let's see what kind of evolution I'll get in dark light after absorbing its virus. The mutant attacks again, but this time the protagonist skillfully dodges and slams the mutant's face into the ground. He almost gets hit but evades in midair, grabbing some zombie corpses to absorb their viruses. It seems its physical quality is much better than mine. He wraps his hand with black tentacles and strikes the mutant's stomach, throwing throwing it against the wall. The creature is pinned to the wall with a hole in its chest. But that wasn't enough. The mutant stands up, even more furious, and continues to heal. I need to finish it off once and for all. Meanwhile, Suzin is banging on the emergency glass and grabs an axe. Catch, Chen Bai. She throws the axe at him. The mutant attacks simultaneously, forcing him to dodge the clawed attack. Luckily, he catches the axe in midair. Let's end this now. He rips open the mutant's chest, and they both engage in a rapid sequence of blows, trying to hit each other. The protagonist prepares for a powerful strike, but as the mutant approaches, he drops the axe. For some reason, the mutant falls to its knees. I'm surprised you lasted this long. He stomps on the mutant's head. You shouldn't leave your wounds exposed like that. The mutant, enraged by the taunt, pins the protagonist to the wall. He spits out a lot of blood, and Suzin is desperate at what she sees. The axe falls from her hand, and the protagonist thinks, when you're on the brink of death, you have no choice but to fight to survive, right? You seem to have gotten quite strong, but now, about to die, you want to tear me in half. As he says this, the mutant realizes that the protagonist had planned everything. Tentacles emerge from the protagonist's chest and begin to entangle the mutant's arm. Devour and evolve. Are you scared now? The protagonist begins to completely entangle the mutant with his tentacles. It's too late for you, mutant. As he consumes and devours the mutant, the nurse comments, well done, I guess. The system indicates that the devouring is complete. Mutant consumed, and the dark light virus is now transforming. He gains the power of that mutant with bone claws. Devour to evolve. Dark light virus. It seems choosing you was really the right choice. Just then, the military police approach. Hey, those are live people. Hands up. I'll count to 3, and if we get there, we'll shoot. 3, 2. We better go now. Fire. They start shooting at the protagonist, who runs off with the nurse. That passage there leads to the rooftop. The protagonist takes several bullets in the back as he runs. Chen Bai, you've been shot. I know. Stop talking and don't get in my way. They finally reach the rooftop. Chen Bai kicks the door open. Where do you live? In the North District, Lambai Street. Why? All right. He holds her in his arms and takes a giant leap, leaving the building with the nurse clinging to him. On the nurse's street, the bathroom is over there. I'll let you heal your wounds, all right? It's fine. The bullet didn't stay in my flesh. I'm almost healed. No, I need to take a look at this, okay? If you insist. Later, at the nurse's house. Look, there are still some wounds here, and it seems your chest and stomach aren't completely healed yet. She feels embarrassed seeing the protagonist shirtless. I'm thinking if I eat something, I might recover. What do you think? Would you like to sacrifice yourself for me? I know you're not going to eat me. If you wanted to, you would have done it already. You're wrong. I might not have devoured you before because the environment wasn't right. He rips her clothes. We don't need to show this scene, but while they are in the bathroom, his phone starts beeping with several messages from his dorm mates asking if he's dead since he went to the hospital that was attacked. In the next scene, the protagonist is back on the street. These strange things happened in Jiansheng before the challenge began. The sealed hospital, that suburban bombing, that damned monster slaughterhouse. I don't know much about these 3 events. I couldn't get much information from the past after the Universal will arrived, and it seems no one really cares about these news. Ugh, you're giving me a headache. Just then, someone calls him. It's Suzin. Suzin, I'm buying breakfast. I'll be back soon. What is it? Chen, 2 people showed up here looking for you, saying someone named Songji wants to see you. What? Songji? They didn't seem like good people to me. This Songji wants to see you. It's probably a setup. They're trying to charge you for something. Songji? She's the queen of Jiansheng. What should I do? They're at the door. I hope they're not lying. Let them in. Okay. The protagonist remembers that Songji, the queen of the area, is the mother of one of his classmates. Interesting. It seems the young one came to see her mother, and since Songji managed to find where Suzin lives, she must know something. Looks like I need to have a word with her, and he's heading right now to the suburban frozen warehouse where Songji is. Through legitimate and somewhat illegal efforts, she became the richest person in Zhongcheng. After the arrival of the judgment and the universal will, she awakened with an 11 talent, quickly building her own power. Eventually, she had to compete with others for territory and, with merit, managed to become the queen of Zhongcheng. She was someone I couldn't even compare to in my past life, but now things are different, and I can recruit her to my side. I have much more to do than I expected in this interval before the challenge arrives. He has already arrived to meet the queen. Miss Song Zikyong, Chen Bai is here. Chen Bai, I apologize for making you come all the way here, but I couldn't miss this opportunity, could I? So, you are Song Ji, the queen of Zhongcheng. Is this about me? Actually, I called you because my daughter Zio Ji came home saying you were out of contact inside that hospital and asked me to help you. I wanted to meet you today because you're the kind of man who can make my daughter so nervous, and I'd like to see what's so charming about you. Alright, but let's get straight to the point. point. What do you want? Songji, you're quite direct, aren't you? So, I'll keep up with your pace. I want you to be mine. But if you also like my daughter, being my son-in-law isn't out of the question. And do you have a reason to want me by your side? Seeing your heroic performance at the hospital, anyone would develop feelings, wouldn't they? Hospital? I destroyed all the security cameras in that hospital. How do you know? How did you find me so quickly? Oh boy, you shouldn't underestimate Auntie Song. From the moment you were in the lobby to the monitoring room, my people were tracking you. And conveniently, I had a contact inside the hospital. We see a series of messages from someone named Aylin, who sent everything to her. She also took this photo here. In fact, I was quite lucky to find you among the survivors extracted from isolation by the troops this morning. I found one of your friend Suzin's colleagues, who is quite familiar. Have you heard the name Aylin? Aylin, the protagonist, has a flashback to the previous night, remembering a guy in the bathroom. Wasn't there a guy named Aylin in the bathroom? The guy not only tried to abuse you, but threw you at the zombies as well. And after doing that, he tried to jump out the window, but was pulled and smashed into the glass. Are you saying that guy was still alive for a short time? I hope he died. I hate him so much, but now I'm feeling much better. We move to more scenes that we don't need to show, obviously. So, Auntie Song, can you tell me who survived from there? Become my man, and I'll tell you. What? You're underestimating me. Auntie Song, it's true. With this little information I have, I can't know the limits of your ability. No, you got it all wrong. This means you know very little about me. If you knew more, you'd understand I can't be your man, but I can make you mine. He shows his claws. This is the mutation of the zombie virus. Wrong answer. Be my woman, and I'll tell you. What do you say? You're underestimating me. Chenbai, you can't win me over with just a pair of claws. Besides, you already have a young nurse for yourself, don't you? Not interested in an old aunt like me. But who wouldn't be tempted by a beautiful woman like you? Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses, at least in these days before the apocalypse. There's a lot more you can do for me. Already calling it an apocalypse with these few zombies appearing. Zombies? No, they're not a problem. They're just my warm-up. Warm-up? It seems you know a lot more than you let on. You're not easy, are you? Let's cooperate then. Information for information. Looks like conquering the Queen of Zhongcheng isn't the easiest thing to do. Of course not. They seal the deal right there. I have yet to meet a man who can conquer me. Keep up the good work, Chenbai. Suddenly, they hear gunfire outside. Gunfire? What's going on out there? Last night, the military commander sent a captain to negotiate with me. They required some refrigerated warehouses to store live zombies and some survivors from the hospital. The weapon must be theirs, but what went wrong? There are only 30 zombies locked in there. They shouldn't even be moving in the cold. Besides, they put half a military platoon. The protagonist thinks, I didn't expect the discovery of zombies to happen so quickly. Thinking that extreme cold can combat them is a good hypothesis, but they don't know that extreme conditions make zombies mutate much more easily. Refrigerated warehouse, mutant zombies. This must be the site of the suburban bombing. Song, we need to go there. Let's move. He thinks, excellent. I'm going to get a really good mutation now. They see the military police fighting a very ugly creature that appears to be a huge mutant. One of the officers throws a grenade, but the explosion has no effect on the mutant. It's truly hideous, with multiple bubbles, horns, and faces scattered across its body. Captain Zhao, the supreme commander of the police, is desperate. Our weapons can't deal effective damage. Everyone form groups with those around you and spread out to shoot the monsters separately. We need to hold out until reinforcements arrive. Captain, relax. Tell your men to stop shooting and retreat. Chief Song, but why? Because you can't hurt that mountain of flesh in front of you. Tell your men to retreat, and you won't have any more casualties. Their job now is to protect the warehouse staff and hospital survivors and get them out of here. That's impossible, ma'am. This monster is too fast for anyone to escape. Someone needs to contain it. A young woman is about to be attacked by the monster. Captain, do as I said. Don't worry about the monster. Someone's already taking care of it. The one who saves the girl is our protagonist, who grips the mutant's arm completely with his claws in a simple grab. I almost got thrown away. It seems this mutant has grown so much that brute force won't handle it. He confronts the mutant, climbing its arm and slicing it with his claws, making the mutant increasingly enraged. He dodges a massive punch from the mutant. What is this? You just created a monster, miss. What are you talking about? Captain, that person is just my partner. The place where the mutant pierced and the protagonist entered was one of the cold storage warehouses. He steps on a pile of steaks. Better not eat. You're losing. It tastes so good. Chen Bai starts devouring all the meat to evolve his ability, making the mutant even more furious. In the cold storage, the protagonist finishes what he had to do, and the system indicates that the devouring is complete. He consumed a large amount of frozen steaks, and his dark light evolved, increasing his strength and resistance. It's really high-quality meat. Not only did it restore my energy, but it also evolved me. The mutant tries to replenish itself with the meat as well, but it's exhausted from chasing the protagonist. It's your time to die now. He turns just in time to see the attack coming, but he takes the hit square in the face. Chen Bai flies toward the mutant's face and starts tearing and piercing its flesh. The mutant tries to fight back, but Chen Bai anticipated this and grabs the mutant's arms with his tentacles. Devour to evolve. The tentacles connect to the mutant's flesh. No, that's not a person. Now, both monsters are completely immobilized. Then a police officer grabs his radio and says, "Reinforcements have arrived. I need a coordinated missile strike." But the queen, Song Ji, taps him on the shoulder to get his attention. "Stay calm and think carefully. That one is helping us. He just saved your life. Don't be stupid and make things worse for everyone here." The next scene is 10 minutes later, with various weapons aimed at the situation. Our protagonist is surrounded by a barricade and several police officers with shields and rifles pointed at him. "All units, load your weapons." "Captain, no, don't forget what I said. I know. If he doesn't attack, I won't attack." Meanwhile, Chen Bai is concentrating on the system to evolve his viruses. The system alerts. First acquisition of the Mountain of Flesh zombie variant. Primary strength form gained 500 virus points. New virus monarch talent unlocked. Rare devoured mutant virus injection. Strength type flesh. First stage, Mountain of Flesh. All dark light virus abilities have been greatly enhanced. Our protagonist begins to test his new claws, which are now enormous. Another system message says, "Decompose to obtain Mountain of Flesh. Strength form heavy hammer ability." He transforms his large claw into a massive fist. Indeed, a significant evolution has occurred here. The heavy hammer can be very powerful, but unfortunately, I can't test it right now. Today's biggest gain, the Mountain of Flesh core. This material is extremely rare and can be used to create various equipment. If I can control it with my viruses, I can make an infinitely growing wall of flesh. Should I feed this core to create another Mountain of Flesh and test my strength? At that moment, the queen approaches and he retracts his claws. "Let me introduce you to someone. This is Luli." "Luli, I know you. A well-known journalist in Zhongcheng and a famous internet celebrity. You secretly recorded me at the hospital, didn't you?" "Yes, that was me. You saved me twice. It was just a coincidence. But out of curiosity, did you just record me killing the Mountain of Flesh?" "I'm sorry. It's a professional habit. If you want, I can delete it." "No, keep it. But don't send it to anyone. I have a use for it." "All right. Of course, Mr. Chenbai." The district military commander, Commander Huang, approaches. "I hope you can explain everything you know to the military." Our protagonist realizes that he is speaking to him and remembers who this person is. Commander Huang, a name hard to forget. When the Great Challenge began, he started enslaving some of the weaker awakened and treated them like pigs. Initially, he used patriotism and a heroic sense of saving people to attract them, but later he just began to beat and insult people. Those who were there were nearly starving and couldn't even fight back. The most ridiculous part was that anyone who managed to escape was accused of treason and executed. This forced me to leave Zhongcheng. So, Auntie Song, should I explain to them? Of course not. Don't worry about it. I'll handle this case. Mr. Chen Bai, Miss Song, I hope you understand the importance of your duty as citizens. Duty? My ass. Stop talking as if you're an officer. You're just a platoon commander, not qualified to speak to me like that. Tell this to your superior, and if he has any issues, he can come deal with me personally. This left the platoon commander completely speechless. Another soldier approached to inform him of a problem elsewhere. Is the person causing trouble among the isolated people someone named Liu Feng? Is that true, soldier? Yes, sir. Actually, Liu Feng is the one causing the most trouble. Platoon leader, I want to see Liu Feng. Soldier, bring him here. Yes, sir. The platoon leader brought Liu Feng, who defended himself. What are you doing? My father finally called me. My father is the vice president of Rainong Hospital. Our protagonist touches his shoulder and uses the virus injection ability. "Ah, I've been looking for you. Someone asked me to pass on a message." "Huh? Who?" "Last night, in bed, Suzin told me everything you did to her. She wants to see you dead." "How do you know?" "She's dead." Everyone, step back. This guy is about to turn into a zombie. "Huh? A zombie? Kid, are you messing with me? Are you mocking me?" "Ah, Suzin, that wretch. She tricked you, didn't she? You're dead, kid." Midway, Liu Feng starts to transform. When he jumps at our protagonist, he's already fully turned into a zombie. This was just an excuse to test his new ability. He uses the heavy hammer hand and simply obliterates Liu Feng, leaving nothing behind. Our protagonist thinks, not bad, much more powerful than I expected. The officer, seeing this, obviously thinks our protagonist is a superhuman. "Chief Song, you did well. Now, if you want, I can give you the information you wanted earlier. Chen Bai, your Song Zikyong now, alright? I don't think it's good for me to just be your partner, you know? There are still opportunities for those who want want to be with you. It depends a lot on your value and performance. In the next scene, they're inside a car. The journalists, our protagonist, the queen, and the queen's companion are all there. Well, we're going at the right time. Why don't you stay for dinner at my house? Mr. Chen, please, don't disturb me until we get to your house. I need to concentrate for a bit. Our protagonist thinks, well, it's time for the lottery draw. Let's see if there are any good rewards for defeating the mountain of flesh. Open inventory. Look at that. Surprising. 2 skill books. Looks like I'm in luck. A system message appears explaining a skill called Bloodthirsty Frenzy. It's an ability that increases all attributes by 3 for 10 minutes and can only be used once per day. During the recovery period, all your attributes decrease by 50%. For me, this isn't worth it at all. The second skill is Passive Muscle Enhancement, which greatly increases muscle mass and doubles the growth rate of strength and constitution. This won't work either. From what I know, in my past life, anyone who used this became so muscular they couldn't even move properly. Although it's not useful for me, 2 skill books in the first stage of the test are very valuable. Whether for building a faction or gathering people, it's quite useful. Speaking of building a faction, I think I should start planning. The reward for killing the mountain of flesh was 6 gold coins. That's enough to create a group chat. I can use this group chat to gather various pioneers like myself. Then we'll have a solid base for when the universal will arrives. In my previous life, in the later stages of the challenge, factions became very complex and hard to gather. So starting with the group now is crucial. The system notifies him that he is creating group chat number 1 and needs to give it a name. But he just cancels the name and leaves it as group chat Season 1. Heloise, I will rebuild my white demonic castle and transform it into a divine kingdom. And you, Heloise, will turn to dust beneath my feet. 3 hours later, at Song Zikyung's private estate. So, you're saying that in the challenge, 90% of the population will turn into monsters and firearms and electronic devices won't work. That's all I can tell you for now. It's enough to give you an advantage, isn't it? No, it's not. Let's get straight to the point. How can I become your partner? First, ability. I don't want useless people. Second, loyalty. Absolute loyalty to your master. Loyalty I can provide. As for ability, I believe I am qualified. Influence, money, status. Everyone in Zhongcheng knows me. But you know that the values and rules during the challenge will be completely new, right? Your current status won't mean anything once the chaos begins. And he knows that in the past life, she fared very poorly. What's the difference between being your loyal dog and a toy elsewhere? The difference is that you'll always be able to give your best and show all your strength. And your master won't be afraid of it because I am stronger and will always be stronger than you. I feel that if I hesitate any longer, I'll miss a very important opportunity. I am at your service, master. She kneels before our protagonist. I must say, your reputation and status make the emotional value you can provide very high. It's very exciting, and even more so, you are charm personified. I also have some tasks for you to handle. Suddenly, the other two receive messages in the group our protagonist created. Group chat Season 1. The queen sends, Chinger, ask Luli to send you the video of Chen Bai and then take her home. She's been through a lot these days, so she needs to rest. After that, find someone to keep Chen Bai's posts prominently displayed on major forums and social media. The title of the post will be To the Pioneers with the Pioneer ID of the White Empire. But in reality, it was our protagonist using her phone to write these messages. The other immediately starts talking about taking the journalist home because that's what the queen said. Yes, of course, I need to rest. I almost died at the hands of zombies yesterday and today, but the first time was much worse. I'm not sure why. Did I accept the possibility of death then? Or was it because Chen Bai protected me? While the protagonist is holding the queen's phone, her daughter starts calling. Look at that. Song Ji is calling me. Hi, Mom. Chinger said you need me to be home. What's going on? Huh? It's me. Chen Bai. Chen Bai, what are you doing with my mother's phone? And where is she? She's busy working and eating. There's a lot to do. I want you to be here soon so we can talk. Alright, but I've sent you several messages and you haven't replied. He hangs up on her. Damn it. Chen Bai, I'll make you kneel before me. I will. Master, can you protect my daughter too? She has little ability and is very indulgent. But if you work hard, I promise to protect her from all the monsters. Thank you, Master. Back at the secret warehouse. You're not being fooled by Chen Bai, are you? Mom, how can you believe something so absurd? I stopped looking for him last night because of this. When you get out of the car, don't say anything. Mr. Chen, with the information I had, I visited all the places rumored to have zombies and monsters throughout the city yesterday. In the end, only this place was found. This place is an underground casino, but now both the house and the players inside have turned into zombies. There are about 160 of them. I didn't find any special zombies like mutants. Thank you. Good job. He thinks, is this the zombie slaughterhouse from my past night? No, it's it's not impossible. The hospitals ended up like this because they are enclosed, and the mountain of flesh is extremely hard to kill. What could this be? This place is very remote. If something happens, it's hard for people to remember and spread the word about this location. You went to all the places with rumors and only found this one, right? Yes, sir. It seems someone is still collecting zombies. A place where they put the zombies must be the slaughterhouse. The military only contains a few dozen zombies at most, not 160. But this person seems to want to collect them. It seems to be a pioneer. Some information. This is going to be very interesting. In the next scene, our protagonist is already in front of the location, holding his hand up and asking them to open the doors. Slowly, they open the doors, and countless zombies try to rush out. They run, jump, and throw themselves over each other. But our protagonist remains still. The first one that reaches him gets kicked in the stomach. Even Suzin was called to this location, and the queen's daughter is completely terrified. Virus absorption. The system alerts. Congratulations, you've earned the title Zombie Hunter after killing a total of 300 zombies. The Zombie Hunter title gives you +C in all attributes and increases your damage to zombies by 5%. You've also acquired 500 different zombie samples. You can exchange them for skill points in your talent tree. Zombie Serum Formula. Interesting. This is a very valuable item. Even awakened adventurers can have trouble with zombies. I'll buy the Serum Formula for 300 virus points. No one has the same virus resistance ability as I do. Song Zikyong, call everyone. Remember the plan I gave you, right? Of course I remember, says Song Zikyong. We see everyone is prepared, except for her daughter, Song Ji, who looks disgusted. Killing a fish with cold weapons greatly reduces the chances of it turning into a monster when the challenge arrives. Killing a zombie with a single blow prevents it from becoming a monster. I want to see each of your strengths. Who will go first? I'll go, says the queen's assistant, Chinger, stepping forward. Our protagonist releases the zombie towards her, and she charges with her hands. She grabs the zombie and delivers a powerful judo throw, slamming it to the ground with such force that its neck breaks. The zombie spits blood, and she does it all quickly, elegantly, and with great precision. Next, Zikyong takes a baseball bat and starts smashing the zombie's skull on the ground. It seems your strength isn't enough. You took it down in one blow, but it took you more than 10 hits to finish it. Suzin also manages to kill the zombie, but ends up exhausted on the ground. Your strength is very weak, but you relied on the structure and anatomy of the human body and managed to kill it. Song Ji, it's your turn now. Go. But Song Ji wets herself in fear. No, I can't do this. Wet yourself without even fighting. Failure. Zikyong, come here. Chinger went to all the places where there were rumors of zombies and monsters, but only found this one. That's abnormal. Investigate thoroughly. Yes, of course. As for Song Ji, she's very bad. Find someone to train her. But you haven't eliminated the virus yet. Here, take this, he says, showing the zombie virus serum. These steps are so complicated. Just put the materials in the formula and it does the rest. That's the beauty of potion formulas. Thank you for your trust, sweetheart. I'll do my best to fulfill the task given to me. Do your job and find someone to take me back. Of course, sir. I'll arrange that. Our protagonist thinks that his post must have been seen by many people, but no pioneer has contacted him yet. He checks the comments and sees a lot of nonsense, but finally finds something that catches his attention. Someone sent a message saying they are also a pioneer and asking what our protagonist knows. It seems not everyone is an idiot. Talking to this pioneer, our protagonist discovers he has an S-rank mind control ability. Chen Bai gives him the link to join Chat Zezen 1 and communicate with the other pioneers. This person's name is Han Zio. Upon joining the White Emperor group, Han Zio wants to invite another person named Shuichuan, whom our protagonist knows very well. Sure, invite him. And if you find any other pioneers, invite them too. It seems I hit the jackpot this time.